Yeah, what up? One time for your mind. All right. So this one is it's not specifically, to speak on the situation with Rich Homie, but it is to we are going to use some of the situation as an example. Reason being, whenever we have someone, especially young artists, who pass away and they may have habits or whatever they got going on, um, especially when that may be the leading cause or potential cause of what might have happened to them, or what led to their demise. We get a lot of people be like, oh, and then because there was pictures and showing him in somewhere like a studio or whatever, like it was in the studio, but he was nodding out. Now, when you got vices like that, when you got habits like that, ooh, sorry about that. Bad thing. So when you got vices like that, when you got habits like that, you got friends, you got family, you got people who care about you, right? And a lot of times they may say something to you, but they don't know what to say. And everybody's not that friend that really, really knows what to say and how to say it to you. But they're trying to appeal to the connection that they feel that they have with you, the care, the love, and whatever's going on, right? So what they do is they try to at least get to you in hopes that how to put it, they try to get to you in hopes that they would keep you from doing, because a lot of people, listen, a lot of people, when you got vices and you're doing stuff for certain reasons, a lot of people can't even relate with that. I mean, I'm just keeping it as real. I'm gonna keep it more than 1,000 with you. A lot of people, they can't even relate with it. The reason they can't relate with it is because that's not something that they got going on. That's not something that they're doing. That's not something that they even can relate with, right? Um, it's kind of crazy because when people are caring for you, when you got people that love you, they don't know what to do with that. I'm just gonna keep it as real as I can. When you got people that care about you and people that love you, they don't know what to do with that. A lot of times they would hope that they could get to you. They would hope that there will be some kind of understanding on your behalf, or they would hope that they could appeal to your heart, and there'll be some kind of other outcome than you just hurting yourself or you continuing to keep up activities or actions that is destructive. It's crazy, but you know, this might be something just in a lighthearted nature that they videotaping them because it's like, damn, bro over here, he playing around with whatever, and there are the people they feeling good, and you might be off into into that zone. We gonna just say we off into that zone, and what we mean by that zone is you might be over here off into a mindset or a set of activities that got you thinking like, hey, I'm doing what I need to do, right? I'm I'm working with my pain, and a lot of people they see it that way. They feel like they're working with their pain, and they don't understand that it's people who care about me, it's people who love me, and this is really tearing them up. It's tearing them up because they don't know how to talk to me. They don't know how to deal with me. They don't know what to say to me. And the real pain is that sometimes you can talk to people. They're not going to be able to relate with your specific situation, and that it don't need to be like that. But what they're going to do is they're going to be able to help you work through it, help you talk some of that stuff out, help you get a grip on yourself, and they're going to give you a kind of a, yeah, you're here. I need you back here. Because you got people that depend on you. You got kids, you got mothers, fathers, whatever. You got people that depend on you that's close to you, and they're not going to be able to relate with that. But you got people that's close to you that might have been saying something to you. And then you're out here chasing something that make you feel different than what you do feel like right now. And that's the biggest pain, because when you're trying to feel a certain way, when you're trying to be a certain way, you don't know that this is affecting your business operation. This is affecting all of that. That's why I started One Time for Your Mind. That's why I do the One Time for Your Mind lives, because it helps people work through stuff. It helps, things being said that may or may not be said, things that may or may not be. You feel like that you could express that, and that crazy part is, you get people that's on your side. And yeah, they're on your side, but most of them don't understand that, hey, I'm doing this thing because I got so much I'm dealing with right now. And I mean, for real, like, it'd be so much sometimes. It really be that much that you're dealing with, and nobody's gonna get it, right? They're not gonna get it. They're not going to be able to get it. We're not going to try to force them to, but we trying to at least get to a place where we know that people who love us, right? We know that they need some kind of understanding, or they need our time, right? And even though they need our time, we got to deal with ourselves. And so dealing with ourselves, it's painful. It's painful. It's really painful. So we have to understand that not everybody is conditioned to be able to deal with that. Everybody's not. They didn't sign up for the streets. So they don't know what it's doing to you. They don't know what it's doing overall, right? They just see the results. They see the results, and then they try to relate to it personally. But relating to it personally doesn't always mean that they're on the same page as you. And then a lot of times, like I said, a lot of people don't know what them vices are and what they do and how it alters you in such a way that it alters you. It really alters you to the point where you just can't function correctly. You just can't, with not so much without it, but it's just that is a part of your processing now. So you'll be sitting there trying to figure out what to do with yourself, and you just won't be able to express it. But the thing is, it's not I don't know. It's I would hope that people can feel this. Because that is, a lot of times people are running from something. A lot of times people are, they're caught up in themselves. And so even though it should be taken more seriously, and it should be taken very seriously, it's hard. It's really hard. And so what ends up happening is, you have a lot of pressure. Okay, so people aren't doing it for pleasure purposes. People aren't doing it for anything but escaping. They're trying to get away, because and that's what happened a lot. You be trying to get away and do something else other than what you got going on currently. You be trying to do something else other than your everyday, where you feel like you might be a failure or, a fuck up. whatever you want to call it. Like, it's nothing super painful overall. That's why a lot of times people can't relate with it. But when you let everything build up, I mean that's why I at least was using the situation with Rich Homie because it's so fresh and people don't understand. Like a lot of people are not, a lot of people don't get it. They're not gonna get it because just think about it like this: when you get there and you're sitting there and the weight is now on you, right? And then you got you and your dog, especially with this situation, right? Him and his dogs, right? Him and all his dogs. Uh, Lucci, like, bruh, this shit's so big, right? Him and all his dogs is involved in this shit, right? Him and all his homeboys, his family, is involved in this shit. And then old friends and new friends. It's starting to affect the city. This side of town, that side of town is involved in this bullshit. Your big homie is fucking with the Fed, and then she done brought a case on we gonna say like the reason we gonna call Thug his main dog is because it's like this is my dog who he get it like me. He up there like me. We up there together. We done put this thing together. Now we separated because it's so many folks in between us. Now our little homies is getting caught up. Now our shooters is getting caught up. Now our parents is getting caught up. Now our baby mamas is getting caught up. Like everybody around us is getting caught up in this shit. And all we had to do was really just stick to this music stuff, man. All we had to do was just, that's what it feel like. But we don't understand that when we sign up for these streets, everything is included. Everything is included in the streets. So, like, and then it's people talking back and forth in between us. It's mixed messages. Now I'm under pressure. Now, like, because that's the crazy part. Not saying that he wasn't built for it, but ain't none of us really built to be doing this kind of stuff for no reason. If you're gonna be doing this stuff, it has to be for some kind of purpose of, wow, this stuff is hard, times is hard, we gotta make a way, not petty purposes. You feel like now they going back and they involving stuff from the 2000s, like they involving stuff from when they was in their teens. So it's like you don't want to go in court and they're saying your whole life and living and livelihood was wrong. That's the pain. That's when that pain really come in. Is when they like, oh yeah, you were part of this neighborhood, and they pointing the finger at you, and they trying to make you look like the bad guy, and you got kids that's watching, and you got people that look up to you that's watching, and what's going on is now they form an opinion about themselves, and then you sitting here thinking like, damn, I just seen my big dogs go through the same shit when I was a jit, and that's why I formed this stupid ass opinion of myself, like I gotta just be like this because that's what happened, and they fucking with my people. So now it gets to the point where, because it's this, like I come from one of the cities where we got stuff like that. We had big dogs that was, we had big dogs and street legends and shit like that was going through stuff. I'm coming into the streets 18, 19, 20, got big dogs and hood famous dudes. One dude, he got caught up in some dope or something, or he almost got, one of my little partners, supposedly, and it was all kind of rumors and shit. They was involving all kind of people. I don't want to get too deep into that, but they was losing their life like that. This back in the day when dudes used to pop, swallow their dope, You know, they'll bag it up. Hopefully they bagged it up tight, but ain't no nicks in the bag. Hopefully the stomach don't eat through it. You know, but or if I'm going down, I'll have a little bit in there. You know, I go in that bitch strong. Like, it wasn't a way to be. It's stuff you sign up for. And I done been clear and acting, been on a different type of activity for over 15 years. But the shit still, it's not a monster, but it's like that thing just keep reaching in every once in a while and affecting what I'm doing now, affecting my mindset, affecting how people deal with me or see me. Because some people, they may even talk to me in so long because they was afraid once they really figured out the long and short of what a nigga was into. They're like, damn, like people glamorize that shit until it hit close. Like people really glamorize that street shit and that tough shit until it hit close, and one of your partners is that dude, and he can't really hang with you no more. It's like when your brother, it's like when you a little baby and you got a teenage brother, and like you can't come doing what I'm doing, little man. Like, yeah, when I was 12, 13, yeah, you can hang with me, but now now I'm a teenager, now I'm doing grown stuff. Now we, something could happen, and I can't have you around because I'm responsible for you, and I don't want to show you what I got going on. And that in itself, the loss of connection right there could lead somebody into that. Because I was led into the streets because I had brothers that was 12 plus years older than me. And so I would only be able to live off of like street rumors and legends of what people are saying. People who are too stupid to understand, hey, you shouldn't even be talking about that around the kids. Or, or the way that they talked about it, I was like, dang, this is the only thing I can hear about them. So like that's what I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna embody that. And then when I get around some situations like that, it's just gonna embolden me to move more like that. So, I mean, like a lot of times, because I was in situations where my health got fucked up because I was fucking with substances and doing all kind of dumbass shit. And to tell you like that ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to be proud of. It ain't nothing to be glamorizing. But a lot of people try to glamorize these stories when they telling them, yeah, I might be laughing and tell you a story, but at the same time, you understand, man, I was doing some most stupid ass shit, bro. I was out there getting rocked out. I was out there leaning. I was out there, I was out there hollering at females. They was getting booted up with me or whatever they was doing. We were getting in cars and doing dumbass shit in cars, taking chances, swerving lanes, and not just swerving on roads. No, we'll be in traffic doing some faster than Fast and Furious shit. Like, for real, bro. We'll be here. We'll be in Tampa. We'll be in Miami. We'll be in Duval. We'll be in some places that you never even heard of. We'll be down bottom. And down bottom is danger. It used to be real super dangerous. It is, but not like it used to. Nothing's as dangerous as it used to be. Danger's still out there. It's a high level of danger, but it wasn't dangerous like when it wasn't no internet and people just was really out on street activity, stupid shit all the time. But like, like Orlando, like Orlando used to have this crazy street race community, and it was also fueled by like dope boys, and they was getting into it because they said, damn, these motherfuckers, it's some money, we could drop bread on it. And so you gotta think like once that danger element get added into the street element, it get wild. But when everything slow down and you sitting here thinking like, damn, I just had to have like 3 little young motherfuckers run off in that bitch, and 2 of them got stabbed up in the process, but they beat up some dudes or they damn near everybody in that bitch. But then I gotta go and be around their mamas or their sisters or their brothers and sisters, whoever else, like people, they cousins and shit, and they like, damn, like, little homie went over there on that shit for you. Or, little homie was with you, and then when they came through here on that shit, you was somewhere else, and he had to deal with that shit. He ain't built like that. And and we sitting here thinking like, it wasn't because of me, but because somebody else would have been in there doing some shit like that, and we didn't really, I particularly didn't have situations going on like that. We handled them a little different. We still had situations, but they weren't going on like that. Like shit was handled a different way because I was around a more thorough of a guy. But that more thoroughness means that things was the potential could be worse and stronger. But that hurt still gonna be there. And so then when you dealing with the pressure of that, because that's why I keep telling y'all, when you got homeboys and y'all fall out and this cliques falling out over that shit, and then them cliques is like the cliques in the city, and you bringing people, because when you bring people together, they come together, and then when they stand apart from each other, now there's a clash, because now you got two forces that was working for the same goals, and now you working for the same goals, but when you working for the same goals and you not together, that looks like they competing with you. It looks like they're in the way, because every step you take, they stepping on the same square. And then when the footing gets small, when the area of operation gets smaller, now you stepping on top of each other. And it's just that simple. So that's why you got people that, hey, I might holler at the dog, and he ain't asking no questions. He been around me the whole time, so he's seen how they did me. And he trying to protect me. So he not even gonna think. He just gonna go over there. He gonna make it happen. He gonna set that motherfucker off. Like, and I used to be one of them guys when I first came in. So it was one of them things, like, you see me come around, I might have handled my shit in a way where I was nice with it. And I'm not saying I was a nice person, but I knew that all these things was in play because I used to be a little nigga before I was into the bullshit. And so me being a little nigga, I'll be like, oh yeah, there's a better way to handle this. And I used to watch all these spy movies and shit like that, and I'm like, okay, you can handle your issue without getting collateral damage, or as much as you know. But that's still a problem, because if somebody say, hey, so-and-so did such and such, or because think about it, say you got shit going on, and say somebody come and you got your own personal shit going on, so now it's like you almost waiting for them to step across the line, because it's like, damn, this nigga been running his mouth, and it really ain't nothing. But since he want to try to take a side because he feel like somebody that he done got around somebody, and they saying something, they involving my name in it, now it's an easy like two birds with one stone. It's like, damn, I could go and get that little buddy, and I've been wanting to get that little buddy, and that make it easy. So now I can use him as an example. I can go run off in buddy's shit with him in there, and he might be in there with his baby mama, and I might already been, you know, like, she might be loose out there, so she already know the business too, and so now she gonna get on him because he got that kind of crazy pressure going on, but they know my face, so it's like I'm working off a rep, and that rep, you know, after a while, that shit, you don't want to be like that, because now people don't want to be around you, because they know, hey, this nigga always got beef going on, this nigga always got grudges going on, this nigga always trying to settle some shit the wrong way, rather than, you know, calling the OGs and saying, hey, OG, I got this going on, I need you to holler at them over there, and, you know, so we can straighten this shit out. So we don't gotta get in the shit because it's gonna fuck with the money. It's gonna fuck with the shit, the kids going out to play. Or it's gonna, a lot of people don't think about it like that, but that's really life. And so what we're gonna get to from there, we just have to let you understand, it's consequence of this shit when you sign up for it. And that pressure, and if you got habits, you really gonna get off into them. You're gonna get in a drink, you're gonna get in a dope, whatever it is. And now it's like, you can see kids is huffing nitrous oxide again. Like, that shit done boosted back up. And see, to me, like, the trailer park ain't nothing but the ghetto. So I already had friends that way. So we were seeing on both sides. And it's like, just people had their flavors of what they want to do. But when shit started to mingle, when everybody got on the pills, on the same pills, that's a little crazy. When everybody got on the same pills, it was a wrap. But that happened during the boot ups, because when the boot ups came, the ecstasy came, they started mixing all kind of dope into the ecstasy pills. So then when people was like, oh, do you remember the ones we had 2 weeks ago? Yeah, this same stuff. But you can get this one from the pharmacy. You can find somebody with a script, and you know exactly what it is. Man, and then that, that Perks, Perks been around for a long time, man. Perks been around since I was in high school, man. And be honest with you, like, people was doing them. It's just depending on where you at, what was popular. Now now that even the pharmaceutical companies kind of realize, like, damn, this shit can get popular in one way. Now we can just sell everybody everything everywhere. You don't have to have this remaker, and they got to have these different names on it. It's all the same shit, but that's just people want to take advantage of where the money's at. And they don't give a fuck about the hood. They don't give a fuck about poor folks. They say whoever gonna get on it, they gonna get on it. You know, I'm fidgeting a lot when I'm doing this because, like, it's not giving up the game, but it's just I would hope that somebody take this to heart and they run with it in the proper direction, not run against the grain. When I say against the grain, you want to go against what's right. You want to go against how everything's growing that way. You trying to go, you trying to go opposite of how it's growing, or you trying to make your own direction in it. Like, if the book been written already, just read it and elaborate. Don't go and try to write your own book, and then you come and realize, like, oh damn, it's 20 people talking about the same thing, and I could have just took what them 20 people were saying, and then I could have went from that forward. So I could have skipped all this bullshit that is already out here. It's public information. And now the pain is that everybody caught up in this situation, and they never gonna be the same. Even if don't nobody get hit with nothing, then whoever got hit, they're never gonna be the same, man. You're never gonna be the same, and it's gonna influence a whole generation on some more bullshit. And it feels whenever we reach a point like this as black men and a large groups is going and doing stuff like this, it's like we ain't fixed nothing. At the end we feel so selfish. We feel so fucked up, especially we sitting in front of them laws. We in custody. We spend all this money. You get stressed out. They seizing all kind of properties and assets, and the empire that was built, even if it was legit shit, get tore down. Like, man, I seen it happen, and I've been a part of this shit, and it's not fun. And then they taking stuff that ain't and putting names and stuff on it like it was, but it wasn't. And they do that. That's just how they do, because they understand that some of these people develop this as a lifestyle choice. They didn't develop this as trying to be criminal. It's just it was a lifestyle choice because it fit in what they were doing, and it made them feel what people must be. It made them feel human, or it made them feel regular. But then you realize regular folks don't deal with stuff like this. So we're gonna cut it out from there. Definitely rest in peace, Rich Homie. He had a lot of pressure on his chest, because whatever they had going on, like, TIG lost Lucci and Nut. They lost Nut, Atlanta lost Nut. They lost the artist to he's still gonna have time to be able to do what he can do, but like, every artist shouldn't have that story of, I went and did a lot of time in the middle of my boom. Like, he was just about to really just boom worldwide. He was gonna be the next nigga to boom worldwide, and then they did that. They cut his head off. So I would really hope that people understand that you don't want to make yourself so depressed that you're chasing vices, chasing different feelings, trying to put yourself in a different mindset, and then now you got all these people that are fans and don't understand what you was going through, and they don't understand, like, you had friends that was trying to tell you, hey bro, we want you to live, but we need to show other people, like, this not what you want to do. You understand? Like, as a friend, I would hope that my fuck ups, people use my fuck ups as an example and not use it as a reason to try to do bullshit in my name. If I fuck up and leave here on fuck ups, use my fuck ups as an example. It's not something where people are making fun of you. It means that I'm so far and caught off into my bullshit that I ain't giving a fuck about the people who actually care about me. And you gotta really care about people more than you care about yourself sometimes when you want to do better, because it'll always keep you in reality. Always keep yourself in reality. One time for your mind.